everyone, welcome. I am the Sovereign and welcome back to court. If this is your first time in attendance, how are you doing? Greetings. Please consider hitting the subscribe button before you leave. Our kingdom today is going to be the first day that I do a story time here on this channel. And you guys, I have been holding this story time in for nearly 2 whole months. That's right, 2 whole months of holding in this petty drama. I could not wait to make a story time about it. I told some of you in our Kingdom Discord chat that I was gonna do it, and here it is now. Now, before I get into the actual story time, I do want to let people know that yes, things do happen to me in my everyday life, and not everything is worthy of a YouTube petty story time drama story. Not everything is worthy of my attention, and I do not put everything on the internet, but I reserve the right to be a little petty when you unjustifiably are mean to me, if you unjustifiably come for me, or if you disrespect me in a way that I warn you that you're going over the line and you still continue to harass me, disrespect me, or come at me. I reserve the right to make a story about you. And I'm very petty. So here we go. Once upon a story time. Now, this story happened in June. Do you guys remember what was going on in June? This was just after the murder of George Floyd. Now, those of you who are regular courtiers here on my channel, hello, all you lords and ladies, my viscounts, my barons, how are you? Those of you who have been around and have been watching my videos know that I did make videos about the George Floyd incident. I was very hurt. I was very emotional. My mental stability was just highly impacted by what the world was going through, and seeing this on the internet constantly every day. A lot of you saw what I was going through, and I didn't even have the will to make YouTube videos at that point. My soul and spirit was just crushed. So in an attempt to alleviate the pain that I was personally going through, I decided to take a flight from California across the United States to Washington, D.C. to participate in some of the most fiery and passionate protests that were happening here in the country. I flew I think it's over 2,000 miles from California, Bay Area to Washington, D.C. by myself. And I had a 16-hour layover on the way there. And I spent, I think, around 5 days protesting, marching up and down the streets of Washington, D.C., sleeping and taking naps on the sidewalk, running, being weary from the cops. I was just living the protester life, and my body was shot, okay? It definitely did help my spirit, but my body was in pain. There is a DC vlog series, a 3-part series, if you want to go see it to see what I went through, but you can see all the action. During those days, I walked miles every day. My feet were killing me. My joints were in pain. Even my skin couldn't take it. Like, I had a breakout as soon as I got home. Like, I was just living a struggle life that whole time. And though it did help my spirit, physically, I was burnt out. Every step that I took was on fire. And I need you guys to understand this, because you need to understand my mental and physical mindset and where my body was at this point, because I was just fried. I was drained. And as this story's occurring, I am arriving in Colorado, Denver, Colorado, for yet another 16-hour layover where I have to sleep on the airport floor until my flight in the morning. And in this instance, I was able to sleep the first layover a little bit, but this layover, I wasn't able to sleep at all. So I'm running on absolutely no sleep for about 36 hours going in to this story. So it was around 8:30. And I was sitting down in the Colorado airport, nothing to do, completely tired, haven't slept in my own bed, haven't had like a decent shower. God, you guys, it was just bad. It was just awful. Now, as I'm sitting down, getting ready to begin this long, arduous 16-hour layover in Colorado that I'm not looking forward to, I get a message underneath one of my Instagram photos that says something along the lines of DM me, requesting a response from me. I'm assuming it's one of you guys, one of my lovely courtiers that wants to talk to me. Now, 1, I have nothing better to do. I'm about to spend this 16 hours in this airport. And 2, you guys know that I am incredibly responsive. I talk to you guys all the time. So if it's one of you in my comments, I'm like, of course, I'm going to talk to you. So I head over to my DMs and I send a very simple message that simply just says, hey, what's up? Trying to see what's going on. And then I receive screenshots I receive a couple of screenshots from this person and then this message. I will post your YouTube on my page or story and you will get subscribers based on my averages, or I will give you your money back. Look at my story to see how much people have gained. $20 story promo, at least 50 subs. $40 story promo with swipe up, at least 100 subs. $60 page promo, 12 hours, at least 250 subs. $90 page promo, 24 hour, at least 300 subs. Now, I'm not gonna lie and be like, I wasn't disappointed by this message. I really legitimately thought it was one of you guys. So when it turned out to just be some advertisement, I was a little peeved. But knowing my mental state at the time and how I was physically feeling, I knew that I was irritated, okay? Like, I'm be totally honest, I have a lot of toddler tendencies, okay? You guys have seen my onesies. I'm one of those people that you don't want to wake up at all, ever. Like, I'm one of those people whom it would be dangerous to wake up involuntarily unless you like had some sort of tribute or brought some food with you to calm my soul. Like, do not ever wake me up. Don't mess with me when I am sleepy, and do not mess with me when I am hungry. I am well aware that I have those tendencies, and at the time, I am able to check myself when I know that I'm being a little bit attitude-ish, when I have a little bit of an attitude. So I was intensely irritated by this message, but I checked myself and decided to just simply send a normal, kind reply and just say, I'm good. Very simple. I didn't want to be, disrespectful or anything, because I'm very mindful that my current state was one of high aggravation. So I said, I'm good. And then this person replied, okay, if you ever change your mind, feel free to DM me. That should have been the end of our conversation. But if that was the end, I wouldn't be here making a story time about it. So let's continue with this. About 7 hours later, it's nighttime. I'm still awake. I didn't sleep the entire layover because the floor was so hard and it was intensely cold there. So I'm irritated, aggravated. I'm running like no sleep. I'm just trying to survive this layover and I desperately just want to go home. I get a message in my comment section, again on Instagram, underneath the same photo, another sort of advertisement type message, and a second message. Yes, this person put 2 comments publicly on my Instagram. And one of them was implying thanks for using my promotion. And if anybody else wants to use me for a promo, hit me up on my page, and linked the page. Now, I told you guys I was already in an irritated mindset. So he's tap dancing on my nerves right now. He's doing the jitterbug right on my nerve endings right now, because I remember telling this person no. And not only is he completely flouting the fact that I am not interested, he's implying that I am actively using him for promotion in front of the people whom are following me on Instagram and are subscribers to my YouTube channel, which is you're not gonna make it seem like I'm doing something I'm not. I've never used anyone for promo. So I was able to temper my irritation the first time. The second time, I put him in his place. I said, I'm not going to change my mind. Stay off my page. I don't understand how you think 4K subs on YouTube is going to help me with over 20K. I get more than 100 subs a day and I don't do promo. Stop bugging me. I told you guys I was irritated. And I was a little peeved because if this is a legitimate person, he clearly didn't do his, background history research before reaching out to me. But I do not skip over my research. So even though I wasn't interested in his promo, I still wanted to know who this person was. So I had gone to his page. He had 34,000 subscribers on Instagram at the time. But this person, we're going to call him Mr. Verified. Mr. Verified actually does have a YouTube channel. I found his YouTube channel, clicked on it, and it turns out that he had 4,000 subscribers at that time. Now, if you're business savvy, which he is implying that he is, or even if you're not, if you're working in social media, it's very easy to know how to check up on Instagram influencers, YouTube influencers, analytics. It's pretty easy. All you do is go to Social Blade, you could pull it up. So if he was even mindful of that, he would have went to my Social Blade and seen that I was averaging 100 subscribers a day on YouTube. He's attempting to charge me $40 plus for me to get an extra 100 subscribers, something I was pulling on my own easily. On top of the fact that Mr. Verified, you'll find out why I'm calling him Mr. Verified shortly. Mr. Verified, his verified status didn't seem to be helping himself on YouTube because he had 4,000 subscribers. And I'm not knocking him for that, but I'm just like, it really seemed like a scam tactic because number one, you only got 34,000 subscribers on Instagram. In the terms of social media world, that's not a lot to be charging people, like starting a whole business off of that. On top of the fact that your own YouTube channel only has 4,000. So how are you implying that you're going to help me with my YouTube channel? Like, it just made no sense. And at this point, it just seems like he's hustling. It seems like he's trying to hustle me, and I do not appreciate it, especially in my current mental capacity. And also, once again, I did not take kindly to him completely flouting the fact that I had already turned him down and implying in front of my subscribers that I was currently using him for promotion. That was just not cool. So I sent him a very, stingy message. He replied this way: "Sorry, big time, LOL. I have 30K on Instagram and verified, so I thought I could help." By the way, I have no idea why this person is verified. He is verified. Why? I don't know. Continuing. "I got to my 4K in a month and monetized. How fast did you do it?" So, I could have just left this alone. But like I said, I was already peeved and a little irritated. And his behavior was creeping up on my petty side, okay? He was getting to my petty side. Mimi, we all know Mimi. Mimi, no. No, stay out of this story. Mimi was creeping up on me, and a little bit of pettiness was coming out because he was implying that like he's some sort of big deal, or that he's better, or that, I don't know, I can't do things on my own or whatever. Like, he's assuming by asking me how long did you take to get monetized that I took like forever, or that he's better. I don't know. But petty me came out. Now, those of you who have been here with me from the beginning know that I didn't start making YouTube videos consistently until I posted 2018's Miss Universe reaction that I did the end of 2018, like November. And that video exploded. At the time I posted that video, and I wasn't monetized. I was not yet monetized when I posted that video. But because of that one video exploding overnight, I got monetized in just less than a week, like 3 or 4 days. And that was right at the beginning of me starting to make YouTube videos consistently. Now, Mr. Verified obviously didn't know this and was trying to take a dig at me, but he didn't know that I actually got monetized incredibly fast thanks to that video. So petty me came out, and I went over to my page, even though I was sleepy. I'm just like, you know what? I got enough energy to be petty, because you shouldn't be treating people the way you're treating me right now and assuming that I'm nothing because no. So I went to my page, took a little screenshot of that video, which now has 800,000 views. But at the time it had 795,000 views. And I took a screenshot, posted, and sent it to him. And I said, 1 week off this video. In actuality, it was about 4 days, but whatever. My point was, stop implying that I can't do this by myself. Stop implying that I need, just don't imply nothing, okay? He should have just took me saying no and backed off. This is his response. "That's what's up. Are you verified on Instagram?" I knew once again what he was getting at. And I'm just like, dude, do you really want, why are you messing with me? Why? I am irritated. I am tired. I am sleepy. I can't sleep. It's too cold. I can't sleep on this floor. And he's messing with me. And so I'm trying not to engage. But once again, I know where he's going with this, and it's irritating me. And normally I wouldn't get as irritated, but my mindset at this point, I'm rolling my eyes because I know where this is going. I just say, why? And he responds, "Because you were talking like you are a big time person, like you don't need help from anyone. I can and asked you politely one question. I wasn't being rude to you, but you wanted to get upset, LOL. So I asked, is your Instagram verified like mine?" Huh. First, he says he came and asked me one question politely. Let's not misconstrue things because I keep screenshots. He hopped into my comment section 7 hours ago, asked me a question politely, and I said no politely. He then came back to my comment section, dropped 2 comments implying that I was using for him for promotion. And then when I set him straight because it was rude and uncalled for, then he wanted to have some sort of attitude about it. And then he's implying that I either need his help or should want his help or should be appreciative of his help. Either way, I already told you no. So you continuing this conversation, I'm already irritated. You continuing this conversation was still disrespectful. And now Mr. Verified is like, ugh. He implied that he was somehow better than me, or even that I should be grateful for someone like him trying to help me. And then when I showed him that, no, I actually don't need his help, he's like taking it to heart or something. And then now he's trying to use his verification status to say some sort of like, he's above me thing. Like this was never a competition, but I can tell that he's starting to be petty. And I got time today.
Today I got time, cuz. Today I got time, cuz.
I got time. So I responded, I don't need help. Everything I got off my own hard work. And after I politely declined, you want to hop in my comment section. The fuck? He says, congrats. I'm proud of you. I said, your verified status doesn't seem to be helping. So once again, I'm good. I'm verified annoyed with this conversation, which I was, because like I said, I'm enduring this long layover, mentally and physically exhausted. And then I have this person whom I don't know and declined his offer hours ago is now pestering me in my own DMs and then flouting in front of me as if I'm nothing because I don't have a verified status. Like, who are you? He says, I love to see people of color succeed. Good luck with everything. You're uptight for no reason. And I'm like, sir, I'm uptight because you have been pestering me repeatedly and you're still doing it right now. And you're implying I'm crap because I don't have verification. Like what, get out of my DMs. Like, what do you want? Why are you here? But let's keep going. And I told him because I know my brain and I know that I was already irritated, but I did give him a chance. And him going so far as to turn this into some sort of like pissing contest was completely unnecessary and unprofessional. So any chance of you ever being used by me or anyone who sees this video for that matter is like, you're destroying it yourself. Like this is highly unprofessional. If you're trying to run a business, this is not how you behave. But he said I'm uptight for no reason. I have every reason to be uptight, especially when you're publicly commenting on my page implying that I am using your services when I am not. So I tell him, next time a woman tells you no, leave it at that. Because yeah, at this point I'm feeling a type of way. Like why aren't you taking me seriously when I say no? Like why are you turning this into something it doesn't have to be? He says, I have no problem with you. I told you no. What do you not get though? And you're right. I should respect my elders. You see? I knew it was getting there. I knew it. I knew he was trying to get to the point where he's trolling me or bugging me or just being generally disrespectful. I saw where it was going and the pettiness in me was like, come for it. Come for me. I dare you. Try me because I am that person. I am that queen. You want to go there? Queen of petty. Mimi, stay back. We ain't doing that in this video. Queen of petty over here. Those of you who have met Mimi, you know how I get. I will roast you over the fiery pits of hell. You want to play games with me? When I'm sitting in the airport, I'm already tired. I got time today, cuz I got time. Now, obviously, this last comment was an attempt to just be mean to me. For whatever reason, men love to degrade or demean women and they like to bring up our age or say that we're old or something, which, I mean, you guys know that I'm not. I'm not even in my 40s. I'm not in my 50s. Like, even if I was 50, I still wouldn't consider myself old. Not that being old is like, what's wrong with being old? But either way, he's clearly trying to insult me, right? Now, I didn't get to answer this question right away because I was already firing off messages because as far as I was concerned, he had overstepped the line way back. So I was already sending messages right after that. So I said, like, why are you in the comments? I get it. And I said, why are you still here? And it's at this point I see that he tried to insult me and I take note of that and I get ready to reply to that when he says, because you're still here. Trying to insult me when all I did was tell you no. I said go away. LOL. You keep messaging me back. Never once insulted you. Never once insulted me? Never once excuse me? And understand the reason that this is triggering me so much is because this is exactly the type of harassment that women get on a daily basis from those dusty dudes on the street corner. Every time we want to walk by in peace, they want to holler at us, try to talk to us. And when we politely tell them no, that we're not interested, they want to continue to harass us, start insulting us, calling us all type of B words. Like as soon as a woman shuts these guys down, they want to act all extra and do the most because they can't take the word no. So that's why I'm getting so triggered off of this, is because this is something that happens on a daily basis in everyday life. So to me, it makes no difference if it's over DMs. This is beyond the point of, where he should have stopped. Like, men need to understand the word no. That's what's triggering me. I'm so sick of whether I'm walking around somewhere, whatever I'm doing, a man not being able to take when I tell them to back off and leave me alone. And this happens to ladies, we've all been through this situation where you're telling these dudes to leave you alone, and then they think they have a right or a reason to harass you, to mess with you, to degrade you, demean you, insult you, which is exactly what this person is doing to me in my own DMs, when in the beginning I had been nothing but respectful to this person. So I'm hot, I'm heated, and I'm petty. So he said he never once insulted me, right? BS, because I just read the text messages. Like, implying a woman is old, even if I was 60, is still rude. Like, you know what you were doing. We're not going to sit here and play stupid. That's why you're in the story time right now with your whole face out. And at this point, I'm so irritated with him that I'm like, you know what? I'm going to keep this going. I want to see how far this man is willing to push it before he realizes that he has overly stepped the line. I want to see at what point a man will, like, mentally realize, hey, I actually do need to back off. Like, how far can he push this? Because I'm already in my petty mindset. I'm already sitting in the airport, cold, hungry, like tired. And I'm like, you know what? You want to play games with me? I'm going to make it worth my time. So in my head, I'm like, you know what? I might need to use this for the future. I might need to, this is a potential YouTube video that's happening right now. So I'm like, if you want to play games with me, you're going to find out real quick who you're messing with. So as I read before, he had put, LOL, you keep messaging me back, never once insulted you. And then I said, yes, because I'm going to do a video about men not being able to take the word no and respect what women say. So I'm going to use this conversation to prove a point. You assumed my age. I politely said no. You should have taken that and left. That should have been the end of it. I didn't assume anything. Remember previously when he says, I should respect my elders. Like, let's not pretend like we don't know what we're doing here, okay? You're not going to fly with that. I said to remind him, you said you were trying to respect your elders. How old do you think I am? You're trying to insult me. Don't play dumb. I'll use this conversation and comments to make a video to show how disrespectful people are when they think they get a little bit of juice. Oh, okay. First of all, you gave me your permission to use this in a video. Go for it. I put myself on blast. Absolutely. Here's all the screenshots. Boo boo, you want to play games with me? Game on. On top of the fact that he said, did you guys spot the hypocrisy? Did you hear the hypocrisy? Those of you who have been on my channel, you guys are well aware of what my pet peeves are, right? You're well aware. White pageant dresses, bullying, hypocrisy. Can I get a replay, please? Can I get a replay? Oh, the hypocrisy. You guys, there are few pet peeves that I have on this planet, okay? A few. People chewing with their mouth open, white pageant dresses, hypocrisy. I can't stand a hypocrite. Who was the person in my DMs acting like they had a little bit of juice because they are verified? Mr. Verified. Y'all remember him saying, oh, because I'm verified. How many subscribers did you get? How fast were you monetized? I don't see you having a verification. I'm sorry. The only person in this entire conversation who was acting like they got something was you, Mr. Verified. Oh, so you guys know, I am full throttle in this conversation. I'm like, you want to play games with me? You want to play games? Don't challenge me. I'm very competitive. By all means, because I told you to leave me alone, I'm telling you to leave me alone again. You're still here. Please leave me alone. Keep track of how many times throughout this conversation I asked him to leave me alone. In this one message alone, I'm pretty sure I just put it 3 times in this one message. Right after that, I say it again. I don't want to talk. Please leave me alone. And I say it again. Please leave me alone. I'm doing this on purpose because it's more of, at this point, I know what type of dude he is. He's one of those corner dusty dudes that constantly gets shut down and get his feelings hurt and start insulting women and stuff. I know what type of dude this is, but I just want to know how far he's going to take it. I want to know how willing he is to step on a female or disrespect a female. I just want to know, like, is there a point where he realizes this is inappropriate and he should stop? I just want to know where he draws the line. So I'm just like, let's see how far this dusty dude keeps pushing it. So then he messages back, stop messaging me. I send the same message again and again because I'm thinking, like, eventually he's got to take the hint that this is inappropriate, right? He's got to see it, right? So I say, please leave me alone. And then I send it again, please leave me alone. I am well aware of what I'm doing at this point, but I'm like trying to force the hint into his head that there is a point where you have to stop. Like it's kind of crazy, right? He messages back, stop messaging me. Stop messaging me. I then sent him a screenshot of the beginning of this conversation and remind him that it was in fact him that 4 times he commented under my picture 7 hours apart, dropped 4 messages requesting to talk to me, DM me, and promoting himself in my comment section. It was in fact you that started this whole thing, which is what I say. You messaged me first. I declined. I have the comments as well. Good day to you, sir. I am now attempting to end the conversation and see if he gets the hint that he really needs to stop. Like, where is the line where you realize, hey, I need to stop this, right? He replies, like I said, all petty stuff aside, LOL. I do really wish you many blessings with your channel and in life. I reply, and I didn't even have to do this, but you guys know that I tend to be an incredibly nice person. So getting me into my petty mode, it takes a lot to get there. But I'm trying to like dial it back on my side and see if he like really is getting the hint that he needs to stop, right? I'm trying to give him another opportunity. For what reason? Whatever. I'm trying. So I reply, thank you. Please leave me alone. Then he replies, not being sarcastic at all. I really do mean that. And I'm like, but you're sarcastically still bugging me. Like, I legitimately don't want to talk. And I told you I don't want to talk. And I'm stuck in this ridiculous airport and you're still bugging me after you insulted me. And that was the other thing. Like, I really wasn't trying to hear anything from him because he had already tried to insult me. He had already tried to demean me. He had come at me negative. Like, I wasn't really trying to have none of this nonsense. Like, I was just like, leave me alone because you overstepped the boundary a long time ago. And now that he was trying to pretend to be all nice and be like, oh, I'm not saying it sarcastically. I'm not hearing that BS because I'm just like, you just insulted me and you're thinking that I'm going to take you suddenly being nice seriously? Like, no. I told him, I feel insulted. You didn't apologize and you still haven't left me alone. Please leave me alone. I wasn't trying to hear none of it. Like, there's no niceties after you come into my DMs, insult me, harass me, degrade me, like all that. I'm not having it. Just go away at this point. Just go away. And then he says, insulted about, apologize for. And then he says, stop messaging me. And I'm just like, dude, now, yes, I know I can end the conversation, but at this point, I already know that I'm going to do something. Petty me, the me side of me, she's already here. Okay. I'm not just going to drop this. Like, as far as I'm concerned, you already stepped on the tail of the rattlesnake. So I'm not just going to suddenly let this go. I'm legitimately going to see how far he wants to drag this on because I already know petty me is on the move. Something's going to go down. You messaged me first. Please leave me alone. I'm in the airport and I'm tired. Leave me alone. This is like harassment at this point. It really was. And I don't have to provide a justification for why I'm tired or irritable or anything, but I'm like letting him know, like, dude, I'm going through stuff. I'm stuck in an airport. Just back off. Like, I'm already irritable. Why are you messing with me? I'm trying to like get through to him to see, like, does it click? I just want to know if it clicks. Legitimately, I just want to know, does it click in men's heads that this is inappropriate, that this is harassment, that this is wrong? Like, where do you stop? I'm like legitimately trying to find out where he's going to stop. You keep going back and forth. Typing again. You must want my attention. Typing again. I put the same trigger sentence because I told you guys, I just want to know how many times a woman has to tell a man to leave her alone before he gets it, right? So I put, leave me alone. Again. Stop messaging me and I will. I can't stop if you keep messaging me. Oh, he want to play. He want to play. I'll play. So as this conversation is happening and he has fully implemented the petty side of me, I am researching his page and I'm gathering screenshots as I'm talking to him because I already know what I'm going to do. As I'm going through his page, doing the research on him that he neglected to do on me, I see that he has a girlfriend right there within the recent photos of his Instagram page, and she's tagged. So I pull up her page and I'm just thinking, wow, I wonder what his girlfriend thinks about him and another female's DMs constantly bugging her, even though she's already said that she's not interested. So I sent back, if you can't respect that, I'm going to message the girl next. Please leave me alone. Go ahead. She's next to me with a clown face emoji. Is that a dare? You think I won't? I am a woman of my word. I've waited 2 months to do this story time, and as a woman of my word, here I am because I told you I was gonna do it. I said, good. Why is her dude in my comments? Why are you in my inbox? Please leave me alone. Now get this, things start to get a little bit interesting. He did message me right after that, but I was unable to get the screenshot because he then quickly started to delete the messages. I replied to him, so you find it difficult to stop harassing a woman when she asks for it? Okay, Twitter time. Now after that, he did in fact message me again, but I don't have it in the screenshot because like I said, right after this, he started quickly deleting the messages, but I still have my messages. So after he messaged me after Twitter time, I said, it's cool, dude. I asked you respectfully. You sent me a promo and I declined. You could have just left it at that. And then you insulted me and typo says Ashley, but it meant to be asked you to leave me alone. And you, typo again, it's supposed to say you haven't, but you haven't. It's good. I know what to do with you. Now at this point, I'm fully sitting up. I'm gathering the screenshots. I screenshot his page. I screenshot his girl's page. I am taking all the screenshots. And as I'm taking the screenshots, that's when he starts deleting the messages. So I had saved all the messages from the beginning. And as I was getting to the end, he had deleted at least maybe 4 messages. And it was nothing like super bad or anything. He didn't call me a bitch or nothing because I don't want to act. I'm not trying to be dishonest. You guys know I'm not dishonest. It was just basically him sending me just bugging messages, right? He just didn't want to stop. But he didn't send me anything after I told him it's cool, dude. I know what to do with you, right? So I, my petty self being who I am, took some of these messages and posted it on Instagram and I posted it on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram because lots of things outside of YouTube do happen. So those of you who have been following me saw while I was at the airport as this was happening, I was posting some stuff and I posted his page. Now, some of y'all are some ride or dies. Some of you are my road dogs. I see some of my road dogs down there. I know who my knights are, who my viscounts are. My lords and ladies ride for me. So after I put it on Twitter and Instagram, some people went to his page and started letting him know like, hey, why are you harassing a woman over DMs? Like, at what point do you think it's inappropriate to consistently bug a woman after she said stop? Within minutes, he turned off his comments. Oh, he sure did. He had a lot to say in my DMs, but he quickly turned off those comments. And ironically, he stopped responding to me, with all his nonsense after I threatened to message his girlfriend, who he said supposedly was sitting right next to him. And you guys are sitting there like, but did you message the girlfriend? Did you message the girl? I did. I sure did. Here we go with that message. Now I had to check my own irritability once again because even though, number one, I knew I was irritated because I hadn't slept, because my body was in pain, because I was stuck in this airport and I hadn't slept, it was not her fault. Also, it's not a woman's job to police her boyfriend. That's not her son. So I'm not going to come at her sideways. It's not her fault. But I am going to let sis know that, hey, your man is acting out and your man is in another woman's DMs right now. And he has been for some time. So here's the message that I sent her. Hi, I've spent the last week backpacking through DC protesting. I'm at the airport on a layover, tired, hurting, and frustrated. Your man cannot be in a woman's DMs harassing them like this. I declined many times and asked to be left alone. I'm tired. He seemed to just want attention, and I know I would bitch slap my man for being all up in a girl's DMs like this, talking about I'll stop messaging you when you stop. That means had I continued to converse with him, he was cool with that. And he clearly doesn't understand boundaries or the word no, as he hopped in my comments after I told him no, then came back into the DMs. Please deal with this and teach him. I know it sucks. You're not his mama, but this is beyond rude and appropriate. And I sent her 2 screenshots of our conversations. So though it's not necessarily her responsibility, I'm trying to like come at her like woman to woman. Your man is acting out, and if I was a woman, I would want to know. If my man was even harassing a woman, I would want to know. But I damn well would want to know if my man was in another female's DMs like that. And I find it very hard to believe that this black woman is going to sit next to her boyfriend and watch him, because he's like, she's right next to me. Sure she is, boo. Sure she is. I find it very hard to believe that any girlfriend is going to sit next to her man and watch him consistently harass another female and be up in her DMs, attention seeking, when she's sitting right there. What woman allows another man to be in another woman's DMs, kikiing it up, just doing dumb stuff for no reason? I find that incredibly hard to believe. So yes, I DM'd his girlfriend. I don't play games. I was able to get a few hours of sleep, maybe 2. But as I was sitting there still waiting to get on my plane, which is getting ready to take off sometime within the next 2 to 3 hours, on my notifications, I see the notification from the girlfriend pop up on my screen without even opening Instagram. I can see what it says because it's a very short message. And it says, okay, take post down. It's handled. Now, being that I'm still sleep deprived and in pain and stuck in an airport and pretty irritated with the situation, I ignore her message, because at this point, he's overstepped my boundaries and I haven't posted anything about her, just him. But it means nothing to me that your girlfriend is requesting that I take down the story that's probably causing people to mess with you. I'm not doing that because he has not apologized to me. He has not seemed to regret anything of what he said. So I have no cause, reason, or justification to take the story down. It ain't coming down. So I just ignore the message and I don't even open it on Instagram. I blatantly like refuse to open her message. And then a few minutes later, maybe like 10 minutes later, I get a message from Mr. Verified. My bad if you felt insulted. And like I said, I do wish the best with everything. Maybe you were misunderstanding how I was saying things through text, but I wish you many blessings. Now, my petty self sat there and I'm just like, I don't know if I want to respond to this or not, because like I said, I'm well aware of the moods that I go through, and I was well aware that I was in a very petty, irritated, aggravated mood. So I'm sitting here and I'm just like, well, he did apologize. So what should I do? And I'm like, well, number one, you should have stopped when I told you to stop. So just since you've already crossed the line, you are going to suffer some ramifications. But when he did this apology, I was gonna let it go. I wasn't gonna make a video about it. I legit was just like gonna drop it and just let the Instagram post ride out its 24 hours and never mention it again. But then he deleted the message. He deleted it. I am the person that's a stickler for an apology. If you never apologize to me after doing something that really went over the line, I'm never going to let it go. I'm sorry. I'm just not that person. Call it a grudge if you want to. I'm not letting it go. I'm making this story time 2 months after the incident. Why? Because I told you I would, and I'm a woman of my word. Now, Mr. Verified and his girlfriend's messages came through very close to the timing of one another. So it was very clear and obvious that they were conversing with each other about what was to go down. But when he retracted that so-called apology, maybe 20 minutes later, I was just like, well, you know what? Never mind. I decided I wasn't going to respond to him any more than I already had, because I already posted the crap on social media and I'm not taking it down, because you crossed the line and you're going to suffer some consequences. But then he deleted the apology and I'm just like, what? And then I got this message instead. So like his girlfriend's message before, his message also pops up right on my phone screen and I'm able to read it without actually opening the message in Instagram. And it reads, like I said before, I'm not with the back and forth and posting you on social media. I wish you nothing but success in your journey. And I mean that 100. Didn't you say in the messages though that you were going to use it? Like you were going to make a video about it? Because that's why I made a video about it. Like that, like you said it. You said, I'm going to use these posts. And I was just like, okay, go for it. I'm going to use these posts. Like we had agreed that we were both going to use the post. So what you mean you're not about posting people on social media, because that's exactly what you said you were going to do. Also, I warned you to back off. I warned you to stop. I warned you to not do this. You had ample opportunity to get out of this without actually pissing me off. I gave you every reason to go, but he didn't. So as you can see from the screenshot, I left it on my screen. I did not open his message because, number one, I'm like, you gonna wait. I'll open it when I feel like it, because I'm petty and I don't want to hear it. Whatever backlash you're going to get, you're going to get. Because I'm not like, you should have stopped when I told you to stop. And now you're going to suffer some consequences. And now, as you can see, I am quick on the draw when it comes to a screenshot. I screenshotted that in a few seconds. Ding, got it right off the bat. And it's 5 o'clock in the morning. Y'all saw I was up. I was getting absolutely no sleep. I got this screenshot though. And good thing I did, because a minute later, it says this message is no longer available because it was unsent by the sender. You see that? You see that? Number one, I'm just like, you know what? It's probably a good idea that he unsent it, because that message was BS. That message was utter bullcrap. Now, at this point, I was done conversing with Mr. Verified, but he did do the extra step of blocking me on Instagram later that morning. And I don't know if he was getting notifications that I had taken all the screenshots, but I had already got most of what I needed anyways, including screenshots of his girl, his page, his face, all of that. And I waited so long to do this story time because I wanted to finish my 3-part DC vlog series so that you guys could see what I was going through while this story had transpired, so that you could see, you know, what was happening, why I was in the airport. Like, the whole story kind of like flows into each other. So I waited 2 months to get this done. And once I finished the DC vlog, I was like, finally, I can do this story time. And I am a woman of my word. Like I said, when I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do something. And let this be a lesson to everyone, but particularly men, because that's why I really wanted to tell this story. There is a point where you have to draw the line and recognize that you're legitimately bothering someone, or you're stepping into harassment type of territory just because you perceive something to be harmless or just in good fun doesn't necessarily mean the other person is receiving it that way. And what matters is the way that person feels, not how you feel about the conversation. Maybe he just thought that this was just fun and games, but I legitimately was in an airport mentally and physically exhausted. Like, I didn't want to deal with this. And he was totally out of line, consistently reaching out to me and publicly commenting in my Instagram, acting like I was using him for promotion. Like, that was so uncalled for. So please understand, like, this is an actual issue that women go through every day within our general lives. And typically stuff like this happens on the street where we have men accosting us. It just so happened to me that this person wanted to do that same thing within my DMs. And I need to make a point to let you guys know, like, number one, this is not okay. It's not okay. And it can be a serious problem. And everyone needs to recognize this. Men, women, everyone. This is not okay. Also, people need to understand and know that I am not always going to be nice about things. I am incredibly kind. And some people seem to take that as, you know, me being unable to stand up for myself or not having a backbone. And I don't want that theory to persist here on my channel. My name is the Sovereign for a reason. I am more than willing to go to war when necessary. Though I come off as very nice and bubbly and friendly, which I generally am, I have no problem being petty, shady, or taking someone down when I need to. Like, this was just over the line. And this entire video, I could have let it go, but I'm not. So hopefully people were able to take some sort of meaningful message from this. If not, then you got a fun, laughable, petty story time from me, and I enjoyed telling the story. I have no problem showing this person's face because this is a public person. And after all, he is verified. So, I mean, why not, right? You're so well known and verified. I would assume you would love your face being out there like that. I am not going to link the page or the channel, the YouTube channel. If you happen to know this person or find it yourself, then so be it. Do not contact me and ask me to take this video down, because I'm not going to. You're going to suffer the consequences and you're going to learn from your mistakes, okay? Thank you for joining me for this little story time. I don't know how long this video is. It's probably pretty long. Apologies, but hey, it's story time, right? Make sure you give the video a thumbs up. If you are not a member of my court, please consider hitting the subscribe button so that we can have more fun together. I love you and I'll miss you, but you know I will be back in a future video. Bye!